My view is that the best way to learn a software programming language is to read the official language specification a few times and then to actually practice writing code in the language, then executing and testing the code as much as you can. The official C# language specification is available at learn.microsoft.com. This is my C# language usage overview. This is a very simple presentation. I might add additional content later. Instead of going over the details that are already in the official language specification, I present only the C# language construct and usage technique outline that I keep in mind when I write code in the C# software programming language. As a software code writer, in any and every software programming language, you always use a very limited number of different types of software code constructs, and you use a very limited number of software programming language usage techniques. I review and keep in mind the following C# language constructs and usage techniques when I write a software program in C#. Splitting C# code into multiple files, declaring and using data variables in C#, declaring and using functions in C#, declaring and using classes in C#, declaring and using interfaces in C#, declaring and using generics in C#, writing expressions in C#, writing statements in C#, asynchronous programming in C#, I/O in C#, exception handling in C#, and documenting C# code. The C# software programming language has the following construct. C# is probably, to the best of my knowledge, is the most feature-rich software programming language currently in existence. The language specification of C# is the thickest among all the language specifications. So the learning curve for C# is quite sharp, but maybe with more features, more fun can be had. So yeah, why not C#? But my only problem with the C# is the C# is not exactly open source, although the Microsoft says that it is open, but it's more or less owned by Microsoft, and there's no fun of having a truly open source software programming platform. But nonetheless, because Microsoft is such a fantastic platform provider, Microsoft provides exceedingly high quality, if not the best quality, software programming and execution of platforms and environments. So, well, it's owned by a corporation, the C# language and the execution platform, but that could be considered as a downside. But with that downside comes a lot of upside too, because Microsoft does a really fantastic job in creating a fantastic software programming environment, programming and execution environment with the C#. So. Let's go over the insane amount of the language construct in C#. Statement, expressions and equality, types, classes, structure and records, interfaces, delegate, arrays, strings, indexers, event, genetics, file system and the registry, interoperability, keywords, operators and expressions, statement, special characters, attributes read by the compiler, unsafe code and pointers, preprocessor directives, compiler options, XML documentation comment, compiler messages, lexical structure, basic concept, types, variables, conversions, expressions, statement, namespaces, classes, structure, arrays, interfaces, enums, delegate, exceptions, attributes, unsafe code, grammar, portability issues, standard library, documentation comment, pattern matching for C#, 7, out variable declarations, async task types in C#, info tuple names, aka tuple projection initializers. Beautiful. pattern matching with the genetics, read-only references, compile time, enforcement of safety for ref-like types, conditional ref expressions, indexing fixed fields should not require pinning regardless of the removable slash unremovable context, pattern-based fixed statement, ref local reassignment, stag-and-lock array initializers, expression variables in initializers, tuple equality and inequality, support for two equals and not equal on tuple types. That should probably equal, red, it's two equal signs, but it's probably red equal or logical equal, and the exclamation mark and the equal sign is red logical not equal, or logical inequality operator. All right, nullable reference types in C#, recursive pattern matching, default interface methods, async streams, ranges, pattern-based using declarations, static local functions, null coalescing assignment, read-only instance members, nested stag-and-lock records, top-level statement, nullable reference types specification, pattern matching changes for C# 9.0, init-only setters, target type to new expressions, module initializers, extending partial methods, static anonymous functions, target type to conditional expression, covariant return types, extension get enumerator support for each loops, for each loops, lambda discard parameters, beautiful terms. You got to memorize them all and know all about them. Attributes on local functions, native sized integers, function pointers, suppress emitting of locals init flag, unconstrained type parameter annotations, record structure, parameterless constructors, global using directive, file scope to namespaces, extended property patterns, improved the interpolated strings, constant interpolated strings, lambda improvement, color argument expression, enhanced the sharp line directives, improved the definite assignment analysis, async method builder override, static abstract members in interfaces, check the user-defined operators, unsigned the right shift operator, relaxing shift operator requirement, numeric int PTR, int pointer, integer pointer, row string literals, interpolated string newline, UTF-A string literals, pattern match, span, bracket, arrow bracket character on a constant string, list patterns, required members, auto default structure, low level struct improvement, extended name of scope, file local types, genetic attributes. Even the most complicated and feature-rich software programming languages, such as which is C#, can be conquered and learned and mastered if you spend enough time, long enough time. So just keep at it. Just keep at reading the official language specification and just keep on using it, and mastery will be reached at one point. Nothing is unconquerable in learning existing software programming knowledge. All right. For more info on the aforementioned the C# language construct and usage techniques, refer to one or more of the C# language references that I've mentioned earlier.